Hello, my friend. Welcome back to Tammy Anderson Art. If you are new here, I thank you for joining me. And if you are not, hey there. How are you? I hope you are all doing well. And I just wanted to show you how the paintings turned out from the last video. They are all dry now. This one is going to get a beautiful coat of KS resin, and I will be showing that finished. And the other one I'm actually working on. I'm taking it a step further, and you'll be seeing that very, very soon. But very pretty. You can see everything held up beautifully, and I am very pleased with it. So I've been on a swipe kick here, and I've been on a teaching kick as per usual. And so the last video I taught how to do a swipe with two different recipes. This was the bloom recipe, and then this one was the glue and water with a couple of drops of silicone recipe. I wasn't going to show this yet because, like I said, I'm working on it. But if you erase these dark brown and black areas, I had did the swipe, and you can see it dried really, really pretty. But it's a total different effect, right? It's the cells and the patterns are different than something like this here bloom recipe swipe. So you can see with the glue and water and silicone, the cells are more loose and sporadic, and they pop up kind of where they want. And then with the bloom recipe, when you're swiping, they're pretty much staying wherever you swipe. And look at how tightly knitted they are. I always use that reference, like a knitted pattern, really tight. So that is the difference between the two. And so for today, what I want to do is I want to show you two really fun ways to swipe. Now, one I've done plenty of times on this channel. The second one, however, I have never done, so stay tuned. It is pretty interesting. I'll say that. So let me get set up and we will get started. So if you want to mix your paints exactly like mine, the video will be in the description along with all the products that I used and the color names. So this is a white house paint I am applying first to the canvas. It is straight out of the can, and I thinned it a tiny bit with a little bit of water. Now these colored paints that I'm using are a mixture of an untinted house paint and Jo Sonja varnish. The first color I'm putting down is Blue Black by Atelier. And then I decided to add just a bit more of the white house paint. I didn't think I had enough there to go over the entire canvas. So the next color I'm going to be adding is a Paynes Gray primary element from Color Art. This is the most stunning Paynes Gray I have ever seen. It is so shimmery and deep and just really a sexy color. This is Snapdragon, also a primary element from Color Art. The most gorgeous violet shift to that color there. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just puddling them in the center of the canvas on top of each other. That there is Deep Violet, and then this one here is Mediterranean Blue, also a primary element. And then the last color I'll be using is Jasmine, also a primary element. So speaking of primary elements, there are two new sets that have come back out of the vault. The Firefly kit and the Winter Lights kit. So if you're interested in those, I will put the link in the description. Now that I have all of my colors in a puddle, I'm going to use some of my cell activator, which is Amsterdam white acrylic paint and Australian Floetrol. I put it on the back of the palette knife and just spread it out with a popsicle stick until it's evenly coated. And then what you want to do with light, even pressure, you want to take your palette knife, place it on the puddle, and just swipe while turning your spinner at the same time, or you can just go in whatever direction that you want. But you're going to see the beautiful lacing start to happen here and all the colors pop through. I just love watching this happen. So once you've done that part, you can either just spin this out or you can spin it out and add more to it. Here you see I'm tilting it a little bit. You got to really take your time. Don't go whipping the spinner around and tilting fast. You can see exactly how slow I am going here. I'm going to speed it up for time's sake, but you want to just take your time and watch the patterns, see where they're going, and try to envision something that you think will look good. One thing I really liked about this painting is that area that's under the black, under the white. There's a little bit of that dark blue-black that landed underneath the white, and it almost looks like stained glass. It's a really pretty effect. So originally I was just going to fill this area in and leave it, but then I ended up tilting it, and really, really happy with the colors and how this came out. It's really pretty. So I had an area that I didn't like, so I took my little spoon and I just scraped it off and added a little more white paint there. Those little spoons from Color Art really help a lot to get small areas like that off of the canvas. So here we are. Those colors are just beautiful. They make me so happy when I see them. They've been like that. It's been like that for me for many, many years. Even before Fluid Art, when I used these for mixed media, they're just so shimmery and you feel like you've achieved something when you see them, you know? So here it is. I'm going to let you look at the close-up, and then next what we are going to do is called a transfer swipe. Now, I saw this for the first time on Instagram. The artist's name is Winterstrom Art, and she's been doing these, and I said, you know what? I have to try one of those. I've never done one, but I'm going to try it and give it my best. So I'll let you be the judge whether or not I was able to somewhat achieve this. Paints are all mixed the same. This is Walmart's House Paint Onyx. This here is Naples Yellow from Liquitex. Then I have the most unique, gorgeous cream color that has a violet shift to it. It is called Firefly and sold by Color Art. This color is unique and it just adds so much to this painting that I just made that's coming up. This here is Rustic Earth, and then Rustic Earth with a little bit of Interference Gold powder. Here is the straight Interference Gold powder mixed into my medium. Here is Windsor Newton Brown. And then this is a gold cell activator I made using bright iridescent gold and Australian Floetrol. This here is a copper rose gold that I made. So again, just start out with pouring your house paint onto the canvas first. I like to coat most of the canvas. I do the edges after when I'm tilting and all that, but I like to have the house paint spread out so that the colors just flow easy for me. So now here, This is what a transfer swipe is all about. This is just a black piece of shelf that I have. I poured some of my black house paint down, and I'm layering my colors on top of that black puddle. I'm then going to do my swipe on this board and then try to transfer it onto the canvas, which I did not have the right tools for this, but let me tell you something, it was hard. So here is my palette knife. I'm putting my black cell activator, which is black paint from Amsterdam and Australian Floetrol. And this is that gold cell activator that I just showed you. So I'm using 2 cell activators. Put them right on the back of the palette knife, and then I just swipe over that entire puddle. This was the most beautiful swipe I have ever done. I did not want to move it. And you're going to see why in a minute here. These colors together were absolutely stunning. I mean stunning. The camera does no justice. I wish I did this on the canvas. At this point, I was like, forget the transfer swipe. Let's just keep this. But I was going to follow through. I wanted to try it one time. I will say, personally, I'd rather just do the swipe on the canvas and have all these beautiful effects stay, but not everybody likes this look. So when you do this transfer swipe, you're getting some of these cells to transfer, but they're being distorted because you're moving the paint. So, it's all personal preference and what you like. I'll let you be the judge as you watch the video, but look at this area. I mean, come on. I was just stunned at this. And you're seeing all that pretty pink color in there. That is from that Firefly color, the cream color that had the violet interference in it. People always ask, what does interference do? That's what it does right there. It adds an alternative, not an alternative, an alternate color into your painting that you're not using. So for example, if you have a blue that has interference gold in it, you're going to have a painting that's blue and gold. So to do this, you need something bigger, like a bigger piece of plastic or a bigger scraper. This little shovel I had was not the tool to do it with. Anyway, this breaks my heart to even do this, but you pick up the paint with something and then you transfer it onto your canvas, kind of like a ribbon pour, and you're trying to, get a design that you like. That's basically all it is. It's very simple to do. Again, I think I prefer just swiping on the canvas or swiping onto maybe a board that I could have lifted and let it pour off of that board onto the canvas. I know that's been done before a lot. This way here, though, I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of it. But like I said, I'll let you be the judge. The painting in the end turned out beautiful after I was done with it. But I just prefer it the other way. I apologize that my arm's in the way a little bit here. With having to use that board on the side, I had to set my camera up a different way. So some of the view is going to be blocked, but I got some good shots here for you. So I'm just kind of weaving and bobbing along here and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this thing. Whenever I'm playing with paint, I'm having a good time. So that's all that matters, right? However, I think what was turning me off is I'm just such a huge lover of cells and lacing. It was breaking my heart to disturb that beautiful swipe I just did on that other piece of wood. But in the end, like I said, I was able to come up with something I really liked. So I'm going to let you watch the rest of this, and I will be back. So I'm just using my little shovel here to kind of shape the composition with the black paint. I wasn't happy with that area there, so I'm kind of scraping it off, but also using the paint to move the composition a bit. And now I'll go ahead and add some more black paint into that area to make sure that it's all evenly coated. So in a minute here, you know, I liked it, but I didn't like it. So I couldn't resist. I literally stared at this thing for probably a half hour with the camera on pause and said, I have to do a swipe through it. I just, like I said, I'm a huge lover of lacing and cells, and the flow of it was nice. It was pretty cool. And Lord knows the colors, once I show them to you with the flash on, were really beautiful. But it wasn't my cup of tea. I don't know what to say. So now I'm going to show you what I did through it. And then in the comments, I'd love to hear, would you have left it like this, or would you have, did what I did and add a few swipes or something else to it? So again, I have my palette knife loaded, and I'm just going to swoosh right through the whole thing, because that's just how we roll over here at Tammy Anderson Art. Why not? I just, like I said, something about it. I was so distracted ruining that beautiful thing on the shelf. I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk about that, but I'll stop now. So now I have a little dotting tool, and I'm just doing a little modifying here and there with the contouring and, the way the paint is flowing. You can use a skewer or whatever you have, tip of a pen, anything will do. I'm kind of just drawing some pretty lines and going to give you a close-up. Which, by the way, that's also another technique, a modified swipe. You know, you could swipe some paint and then use a tool to change the whole look of it. So I'm just giving it a couple of last spins here. You can obviously tell when I have the video sped up, I hope. This is me cleaning the drips. But you want to spin slow. That's what I want to tell you. So here is the close-up. And I'm a lot happier now that I did that. It's going to look gorgeous once I put my KS resin on there. Those colors they just become so much more brighter and luminescent, like electric. It's alive. Plus, I'm filming at night in this video here, so you know it's bright. I have my bright white lights on, and during the day, it's a lot deeper looking, and the black is more blacker, if that makes sense, more darker looking than what it does with these bright lights on. So I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please click like, please subscribe, please comment, and please share. Mark your calendars this upcoming Sunday, December 12th, 2021 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be going live. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do some paint pouring, a mini auction, a Q&A session, and it is going to be a blast with lots of laughs as always. So, hope to see you there. Have a great day and happy pouring.